Great companies are formed by great people. Okay? Again, it's obvious, but it's very important. If you want to build a great company, you have to worry time and time about getting the best people. Of course, I've never seen a company who went to the market, I don't know your experience, but I've never seen a company who went out there in the marketplace and said, we're here to hire the very average people. Never heard that. Everybody goes out there and say, we're here to hire the very best. But in our experience, in between what you say and what you do, that's where the trick lies. And so again, first thing, great companies are formed by great people. The second thing, great people attract more of the same. Great people like to work with great people. They challenge each other. They learn from each other. They like the provocation that they give each other. They don't take it personal. They know it's about the business, about getting to a better place. On the other hand, the reverse is also true. Bad people, poor performers, low achievers, they also mediocre people. They love to work together. They don't challenge themselves. They belong to the feel-good department. Everything has an explanation. There's no bad news. Look at the bright side of it. Look at the silver lining. Everything can be explained. It was not our fault. It was somebody else's fault. So they love to work together. So whenever you get complacent about people, that's what happens. The best walk out the door, and the people that are not so good, they stay in. And since you cannot please everybody, let's please the very talented, because again, great companies are only formed if you have the great people. Okay? Third thing is definition of great people. Great people are the ones that with the right training and right set of opportunities, with time, will get better than us. That's what you want, right? You want people that in the next generation of leading the company will be better than you. If you're afraid of hiring people that are better than you, you're not a good, a good manager, a good VP. You should be always willing, because those guys will push you also to be a better person, because they will challenge you. They will force you to get better. So that's a self-fulfilling thing. As you get better people, you also get better. Your teams get better. You achieve targets in an easier way, in a more sustainable way. Fourth thing, great people like meritocracy. It's so easy to say, so hard to practice. Why? Because again, those peer pressures, those things that in sports and schools, I mean, meritocracy in sports, it's easy. The best players play, they make more money, they're in the best teams. Everybody else watches. Some play, the other one clap. They're on the bench. It's that easy. You come to the company, and meritocracy is something that everybody talks about it, but it's so hard to do it. You have an opportunity as a VP to promote somebody. There's Mike and John. Mike is the guy who's been there for 20 years. Everybody loves Mike. John is the guy who just arrived. He's been there for 2 years. Much higher performance, established a very nice track record, has mileage, has potential, is a cultural ambassador, is building a great team. The other guy is just there, has only seniority for him. And of course, if you promote the one that's more junior, a lot of questions will be asked to you. The peer pressure again, But that's the right thing to do if you believe in meritocracy. But a lot of times, to avoid those questions, to avoid the peer pressure, to be just part of the feel-good department, you say, well, okay, let's promote the guy that everybody expects, because, the guy has been around. It's a good thing to promote this guy. So again, meritocracy. And great people, they see through. If you say this place about meritocracy, and you don't do meritocracy, you don't practice meritocracy, again, they're out of the door. Because in tough times, whatever times, great people can always find another position, another opportunity elsewhere. The other guys are the ones that are afraid to leave because they know they don't have a place to go. Okay? Another thing, you have to be the coach. In the leadership position that we have, you have to be the coach. You have to spend time with people. People is not the human resources department type thing. People is everybody's things. Can you imagine, go back to sports. Can you imagine a coach delegating to somebody else the task, the duty to get a team together, to select the players, to do the locker room talk before the game? Can you imagine that? Of course not. That's ridiculous. Of course the coach has to do it. Okay, now let's go to the corporate world. How many times we say, well, my agenda's busy. I'll send somebody else to do it. I'll hire a third-party company, a headhunter or a human resources company to do it. They do it better than us. They're specialists, So you find lots of excuses to feel good. You're in the feel-good department. You send these people to do it. People that will hire players that will play with you under your direction, being selected by somebody else. In sports, you'd say, bad coach, get him out. In real life, you say, yeah, maybe he's right. The agenda is busy. But if people is the most important thing in a company, as we believe it is, because again, great companies only with great people, what is so much more important than that you don't have time for people? It's kind of strange. So the other thing about the coach, you as leader being the coach for your team, you have to put pressure in the team. That's the other thing that the peer, the feel-good department doesn't like. Feel-good department doesn't like the pressure. But good teams only perform when they have the pressure. They have to win this game. This is the last game, you know, it's the fourth quarter, we're behind, we have to go back, pressure. If it's too much pressure, people panic, bad. If it's too little pressure, people relax, and they're not facing the brutal facts. So the fact that you put the right amount of pressure, that's a little bit of science and art. It's the duty of a great leader in dealing with people. You have to tell them where they stand. Talented people like to know, what are my possibilities in the company, my future, what's going right, what are my gaps, because they want to manage themselves. Life's too short, again, for them to be deceived by saying, no, everybody's doing great. Yeah, great job, you know, everybody in this company is great. No, we know this is a bell curve, and we have to address it.